Hello, I've been expecting you. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Beer Run with Jessie. We have a special video for you guys tonight. Instead of doing a beer review, I'm actually gonna finally get to the Q&A. I'm finally gonna get to the Q&A. I have the questions right here in front of me on the laptop. I'm gonna go ahead and just, there's a few questions in there. So I'm just gonna go down the page here and just read them out loud and give you my answer. Q&A. That's what it is. Now, before we get started with the Q&A, I actually had an announcement. Well, actually, before I get started with the announcement, I need something to drink while I'm making this video. I can't just make a video about beer and not have a beer in my hand. So today we'll be drinking Lagunitas IPA. Good stuff right here. I've had it numerous times. Really good. Really good stuff. Oh man. I know I'm not gonna review it, but I still wanna get a whiff of this. Always a pleasure, Lagunitas. Always a pleasure. So yeah. Before I get to the Q&A, I have an announcement to make. Oh, sorry about that. I was getting a little thirsty there. A lot of talking going on here. For those of you guys who follow us on Facebook and Instagram, you may have noticed there was a small change in the channel's name. From here on out, we're no longer gonna be Red Root TV. The name of the channel is not gonna be the same as the show, Beer Run with Jessie. We just agreed that it would be a lot easier, for the social networking, sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It'd be easier to just search for Beer Run with Jessie instead of having to search for either that or the channel's name, which was Red Root TV. So again, from here on out, we are Beer Run with Jessie. That's it. No other names. That's the name of the channel. That's the name of the show. Easier for everybody. Or at least that's how we look at it. So that's my announcement. Let's get to the Q&A. Let's get to the Q&A. Salud. Our first question comes all the way from Sweden. No, it comes from down the street, man. No. Alright, our first question. That's a pretty straightforward question. I've actually been asked this numerous times before, by people who are new to beer. Well, let's get started. What are your thoughts on beers like Shock Top and Red Ale? Okay, good question. It's a good question. First of all, Red Ale, I've never had it, so I can't really comment on it. At least I haven't had it yet, Maybe I'll have it next week or the week after. We'll see how that goes. Shock Top. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan. I've had it before. I've had it a couple times actually. It's been a while, and it's gonna continue to be a while because I'm not about to go look for this. I don't like it. I really don't. Okay. I hope that was a good enough answer. Again, I'm trying not to be a dick here, I don't like it. Let's just keep it at that. Keep it simple. Let's go to the next question. Next question. Why is Shock Top on the craft beer menu? Do you consider it a craft beer? Do I consider it a craft beer? Technically, no. I mean, I'm not professional, I don't work in the biz, so I don't really, it's just my opinion, obviously. I don't consider it craft just because of who makes it. It's a Budweiser product, make it right alongside Bud Light and Budweiser and those other, Bush beers. Do I consider it craft? No, I don't. Why is it on the craft beer menu? Because it can be considered craft. Heck, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess it can be considered craft. I don't consider it craft. But the fact that it's not just another, watered down lager somehow makes it craft. It has some flavor to it, has a bit of taste, a little bit of aroma on it. So they put it in the craft beer menu. Whatever. Again, I'll drink this over Bud Light any day. So yeah, I don't consider it craft. It's still on the menu for the same reason. Let's move on to the next question. What are your thoughts on the mass-produced beer? Like, the AB family. Again, it's not my cup of tea. Actually, it's not my pint of beer. I'll drink it. I'm not a dick either. I'll drink him. I'm just not a fan. I'm not about to go give them my money. I work hard for my money. I'm not gonna go spend it on some tasteless beer. I wanna taste my beer. I do. So what are my thoughts on mass-produced beer? They're not for everybody. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys what to drink or what not to drink. I know plenty of people who like that, those macro beers, the lagers and the pilsners, that tasteless, watered down stuff. I know plenty of people who like them. I don't go out of my way to make them feel like shit for drinking this stuff. That's none of my business, Why are some beers light, like, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light? What makes them light? Well, actually, the only thing that makes them light is that they're supposed to have less calories and carbs and stuff, And, I mean, if you really take a look at it, the carb difference between a light beer and, for example, a Miller Lite and a regular, MGD or whatever, the calorie difference, it's a small difference. It's not a big enough difference for them to make such a big deal out of it. At least not as far as I'm concerned. But then again, that's just me. I don't know the facts. I don't know what they do exactly or how they do it. I mean, I kind of know how they do it. But, yeah. That's pretty much what it is. Light beers are supposed to be lower in calories and carbs. Basically, a lighter beer. It really is. It's lighter in flavor, that's for sure. That's for fucking sure. Lighter in flavor. Are dark beers stronger than lighter beers? Not always. That's not always the case. Obviously, when you think of dark beers, you're thinking about stouts and porters. Those are some heavy-duty beers. Freaking stouts are just great beers. Full-bodied, taste, aroma, fucking everything in the stout is just great. But not all stouts are made the same. I've had a couple that were just like, So no, the color doesn't always have to do much with the strength or the flavor of the beer. I've tasted some lighter beers like, pale ales and, extra pale ales that were just fucking great. They taste really good. Nice freaking aroma to it. And they're really pale, just like light looking beer. Not light tasting, but light looking. Big difference between the way it looks and the way it tastes. As you've probably seen in some of the reviews I made. So yeah, the darker beers aren't always stronger than the lighter beers. That's just the color that comes from the ingredients that you put in the beers. Next question. What got you into beer, and why do you have such an appreciation for it? What got me into beer? Just in general. I mean, why did anybody start drinking? From the beginning, people just want to get fucked up. That's how it all started. It made me feel good, so I kept drinking it. I didn't discover craft until fucking years into drinking, you know. At first, I didn't know what craft was. I've had certain craft beers before I knew they were craft beers. I just thought, oh shit, this is different. You know, I never had something like this. I never tasted anything similar to it. It's good. I didn't know what craft beer was, but I enjoyed it. You know, then, you know, as the years passed by, I started getting more into different kinds of beers, and I realized, oh damn, this isn't just, you know, it's not just a couple beers here. It's a fucking world out there of just different beers, different breweries from all over the country, all over the world, you know. What got me into beer? It's hard to say. You know, now it's more, you know, just drinking something good. It's not as much as, you know, it's not as much about getting fucked up anymore. Now I just want to drink something good, something that I can taste, something that's just flavorful, just fucking punches you in the fucking mouth with the flavor, you know. Good stuff, you know. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Why craft beer? What's so great about it? Again, going back to the beer itself. I mean, craft beer, when you compare this to the macro brewed lagers and pilsners of the world, there's really no comparison, you know. A lot of these beers out there, not to say any names, but a lot of these big beers out there are just watered down, man. They're tasteless. You can't taste much in them or anything at all. So this is a big, huge difference as compared to those beers. I love the taste. I love the smell. I love the colors on them. There's so many different colors to these beers. You know, it's just good. So many good stuff out there. That's why I continue to drink craft beer. There's just so much out there. I mean, you know, when I first started actually like getting into craft beer, I wanted to just drink everything, you know, just fucking every beer out there. I know now that's not gonna be possible for obvious reasons. I mean, there's so much out there, not just, you know, not just in my city, not just in my state, not just in the country, all over the world. You can't have it all. You just can't, man. It's not possible as far as I'm concerned. But I'm not gonna stop trying. I'm gonna continue to hunt down as many beers as I can and just drink them all, man. Enjoy them. Try to enjoy them, you know. Okay, another cool question. Would you brew your own beer? Actually, I want to start homebrewing. I do. You know, things for those of you who know me on a more personal note, things are a little crazy right now, a little hectic, busy times. My wife and I are actually expecting our first baby. So, you know, the last few months have been really just crazy. We've been busy, up and down. And the next months to follow are gonna be even crazier. You know, I'm gonna have a little newborn here. So, you know, maybe a few months from now, after we get settled in and, you know, get a hang of everything, maybe I'll, you know, get my brother and we'll start homebrewing, start making our own beer. We'll see how that goes. I'm obviously, I like beer enough so that I want to learn how to actually make it. I want to see what goes into it, as far as the ingredients, the work, just everything about it. You know, that's how much I am. That's how interested I am in this. I want to learn from every aspect of it. So, you know, look out for that. Look out for the homebrews. You know, hopefully in a few months. You know, we'll see how that works out again. Well, actually, let me see one. All right. Let's see. This is a good question to end on. This will actually be the last question for the night. It actually comes from my buddy Gio, the guy who edits and uploads all these videos. By the way, thanks, man. You're fucking cool, man. You're great. Thank you for all your work. This buddy, this question comes from him. Canned beer, bottled beer, on tap. Does it make a difference, and which do you prefer? It makes a difference. Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. Obviously, it's just a lot better when you just get it straight from the keg, you know. It's a lot better. I like it. Bottled beer is great too. Canned beer is great, depending on the beer. Ah, man, that's actually a pretty good question. What do I prefer? What do I prefer? That's a good question, dude. That's a really good question. Again, I like all formats of beer, whether it's in a bottle, in a can, on tap, out of a freaking growler. Ah, man. I guess I prefer it out straight out the tap. Just pour it into a glass and just, pound, man. So that's how I prefer it. Does it make a difference? A lot of times it does. There's actually, well, for the most part, most beers are in fact bottled. They're bottled. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's easier. I really don't know why, to be honest with you. I have no answer for that. I should have looked more into that. I don't know why. Most beers are bottled. However, there's a lot of good canned beers out there. One of my personal favorites is actually Sierra Nevada's Torpedo. The Torpedo is fucking good. Out the bottle or out of the can. It's good either way. That's a really good beer. So yeah, I hope that was an answer. I'm not sure. I was kind of going on that. I'm not sure if that's a good answer or not for you, bro. But there it is. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed drinking this beer and answering those questions. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. And once again, if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. We're all over social media. Give us a follow, give us a like. Share this stuff with your friends and family, whoever you want to share it with. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Salud.